My name is Rob Sheehan, and I'm the Academic Director of the Executive MBA program at the Smith School of Business. I feel like I'm being recognized for the great work that's actually been done by our entire Executive MBA community. So I really feel like this is a shared award. I think we have a great business school. And my dream for the Smith School is that every person who joins our learning community, students, staff, and faculty, feel completely welcome, cared for and cared about, that they matter, that their voice is heard, and that we're excited to include them as an important part of our community. And to the extent that anyone does not feel that way now, then I'd say we have some work to do. My Zoom background is a picture of a piece of artwork that was displayed at Temple University a few years ago. I found it online this past summer. To me, it says that we're living in a moment where racial issues are at the forefront of everyone's lives. And I think that white people, it says white people do something. I think that white people have a special opportunity to reach out to others to build a more inclusive world. So to all my white people out there, I encourage you to seize this opportunity.
My name is Catherine Robinson. I'm majoring in marketing and supply chain management, and I was selected for the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Emerging Leader Award. Yeah, that feels like such a big honor. Like when you say it like that, I think I've really just immersed myself in student DEI work at Smith. A lot of people think that DEI is something that's just skin deep. So you have to have a certain color of skin, a certain type of hair. Your parents have to be from somewhere. You have to have a certain ancestry. And that's not true. People from every single walk of life bring something unique to the table. And I think that both those folks and the folks who belong to communities that are kind of stereotypically the focus of like DEI efforts, everybody needs to come together and realize that as individuals, we all offer something. No matter what your history is, allow everybody to have a voice, like a seat at the table.
My name is Dr. Darren Menzie, and I am the pedagogy expert and faculty development program manager for the Smith School of Business. I was nominated and awarded the Community Change Agent Award. To be honest, I was shocked, and I think as a white person, there's always sort of that conflict of it's so nice to be recognized and awarded for doing the work, but also it's sort of the very least that most white people in the higher education community can be doing is to be engaged in this work. And there's a lot of people, specifically people of color and women of color, that have been working on DEI at the university for years and years and years. And so I hope and wonder what acknowledgement they also receive. Sometimes we think about the societal level, the systemic level, and it can get depressing to think about it at that level, knowing that we don't have any immediate impact on it. When we think about it and center the individual experience, I actually think there's a lot that everybody can do. I think the first step always begins with checking in with yourself, that self-reflection, applying that critical lens. So for example, if I think about the recent spate of anti-Asian hate and attacks related to anti-Asian hate, there's wonderful literature, there's scholarship on it, there's people from the Asian community that are talking about these topics and sharing their expertise. And I think the opportunities to learn are sort of infinite. And I think that's the first step, is saying, maybe I don't know as much about this as I want to, or maybe I don't know as much about this as I should.
My name is Kunal Hermalkar. I'm a junior studying operations management and business analytics and government and politics. Personally, diversity is really important. So I grew up in Montgomery County, which is one of the most diverse counties in the world, but it's also not one that's very equitable. So I think it's really important that, we make space for people who don't look like us, who don't come from the same background as us, but also that we provide everyone, and that's equity, right? The same launching pad. When I started this year by joining the Dean Student Advisory Council, And there I really focused on the transfer student experience. What we did was we really took a look at the issues that transfer students face and how we can address that, how we can make sure that they get the same resources, the same support and structure that a student who joined as the Smith School as a freshman would get. From there, I've also worked on a lot of projects related to DEI, from taking a look through DSAC again at our entire curriculum to see where there are more natural points where we can be more inclusive. And then also working with a really wide array of people, 3 different organizations to come together. And we're working on this one project that I'm really, really excited about called the Census, where we take everyone's information, completely anonymize it, and then use it to take a look and see what groups and processes in the business school aren't as equitable, aren't as inclusive, and really taking a quantitative approach so that we can prove that we know where problems are, but also that we know where we're doing really well. So taking a really data-based approach to equity.
Hi, my name is Dr. Latrice Wilson. I am a regulatory health project manager at FDA, and I am a current cohort member of EMBA Cohort 20 at the Robert H. Smith School. Diversity, equity, inclusion to me is feeling at home wherever I am. That's one of the biggest things that drew me to Smith. When I met a current student, she was very welcoming and warm, as well as the recruitment team and staff. Everybody made me feel like I was at home. So I currently serve as the co-chair of the EMBA DEI committee. We're actively working to make Smith more inclusive, specifically the EMBA program. It means a lot to receive this award because I'm simply just overjoyed. I didn't set out, of course, thinking that I was going to get an award. It was primarily to have more people, Black and Brown people, have access to the program and aware of such a great program. And I'm just happy that we're being recognized. I'm being recognized for such a great effort. It's important.
Virginia Peary. I'm in the class of 2021 and I'm in the full-time MBA program at Smith. Being chosen as Ally of the Year was really an honor. This past year, I served as the president of the MBA Association, and we, as a board, came to the decision that we wanted to transform one of the roles that's been evolving for the last year at Smith. So my VP of Diversity and Professional Development was her title at the time, Jasmine Sneed, came to me and said, I want to make this role really about diversity, equity, and inclusion. So we as a board amended the Constitution and continue to evolve her role. So now she is the VP of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion for the MBA Association at Smith. And it's a change that we made that will live past our time as a board and hopefully give diversity, equity, and inclusion the focus and attention that it deserves in the full-time MBA community. I'm humbled and I'm proud of the work that I've done over the last year to make Smith a more diverse and inclusive community.
We are uniquely positioned as executive advisors to the school. So we've endeavored to understand the barriers for Black and African American students who are reaching for success in business, with the hope that by addressing those barriers, the EMBA program will feel and will be a more inclusive place.
It's about, seeking to understand others and their backgrounds and their cultures. It's about listening to what they have to say about their various experience, the barriers to accomplishing goals. And it's about being able to leverage our various experiences to have a collective voice that's going to remove barriers and ensure equal footing for everyone. It's that simple.
In my previous position working for City Hall, I was responsible for doing cultural awareness and diversity training at different city agencies. Educating people about the importance of the diversity and cultural awareness and why is it important to be inclusive, and that it makes the working place a better place and better environment to work when you're inclusive, respectful of other people, and when you're aware of different cultures.
Executives across private sector, government, most industries are characterized by white male, typically older individuals. And a lot of what DEI is about and what we want to establish here in Maryland is building more of a diverse group of executives to bring in the next generation and continue to push that initiative.
On behalf of our Dean, Pravo Dave Konana, and the entire Robert H. Smith School community, thank you. And congratulations on being the recipient of this year's Diversity and Inclusion Awards. We honor you for your passion, your assignment, your commitment, your enthusiasm, and your optimism. And we look forward to the great things and the great people you are about to become. Thank you.